just to have a further discussion about Ronald Logan, the search warrant, his ex-girlfriends, information they give, how they are written up in the search warrant, and is this just all manipulative and purposefully obtuse? And how much weight do you really give on some people's first person's testimonies, particularly when they have been understood to have been abusing alcohol throughout the period of time that they are speaking about? We know there's the truth, and then we know that there's his story and her story. Okay. Let's just have a look at this paragraph here. It's item 21 in the search warrant written up by Nicole Robertson of the FBI. This is the search warrant from March 2017. Item 21 says, during her March 8, 2017 interview, ex-girlfriend told Ellie O's when she first saw the photograph of the man on the bridge, she thought the police were looking for Logan because she thought the photograph was Logan. Ex-girlfriend did not initially realize that the photograph was that of the suspect. Now, you need to know a few things here that are left out of this paragraph. They're left out of this search warrant. We aren't told who approached who. We're not told where did she see this photograph. So this person, was she discovered during the investigation that the FBI were doing into Ron Logan so that they could author this search warrant? And did they find her maybe because she had filed charges against Ron Logan or a complaint against Ron Logan at some point for aggravation or violence of some kind? Or, and have they then been the people showing her the photograph on the bridge? So, of course, she's going to assume, well, yeah, that might be Logan because they've come here to ask me about Logan. They're showing me a photograph of the bridge near his home. Hey, yeah, that might be Logan. That could be all that means. Because she says she did not initially realize that the photograph was that of the suspect. I don't know why they've included that unless they want to say suspect. But does it mean that she's approached law enforcement because she's one of the ones that has tipped in Logan? She's not one of the YouTubers that's thought to tip him in. She's actually someone with history with him, with first-hand knowledge of him, and she's seen a photograph and tipped it in. But that doesn't make sense because the photograph was always in relation to him being a person of interest or a suspect, if you will. You wouldn't have seen that photograph being shown around of Bridge Guy in any other context. We saw it delivered to us by police, and it was always in relation to Delphi murders. So why would she not initially realize that the photograph was that of the suspect? So it seems like she's not someone who tipped him in. So she has had a relationship with Logan. It's been tumultuous. It's actually only been for a few weeks. Wasn't very long. And it didn't work out. And she hasn't known of Delphi murders, or if she has, She hasn't looked at that photo and thought, oh, that's Logan, I'd better tip him in, because she doesn't say. She says she did not initially realize that the photograph was that of the suspect. So it seems like she's been approached and she's been shown a photograph of the man on the bridge. So she thinks, okay, you're looking for Logan. So it's been a long time, perhaps since their relationship, and maybe they've knocked on her house and then they've had a conversation and they're saying, yeah, is this him? Do you recognize him? Did she think he was missing? I don't know. Sorry, I'm rambling. But, I mean, do you see how this is just entirely manipulative and obtuse? Right? Nothing is clear from that photograph, but it might convince someone very superficially glancing at it to think that she's maybe come forward, or that she's identifying Logan as the person on the bridge for sure. I don't think. I just think that's just a nothing burger. It's an absolute nothing burger. And yet people are saying, it's not just us. Oh no, exes came forward, a whole lot of people came forward and tipped Ronald Logan in and said that that was him on the bridge. Judging by this is just twistiness and trickiness, right? There's really old audio of an interview that somebody did. A lot of the questions are very leading, but there's an interview out, it might be 6 months old, and it's a woman who is talking about her past relationship she had with Ronald Logan. She was quite a bit younger than Ronald Logan, I think. She had a young daughter of her own at the time. Well, still does, of course, but yeah, the daughter was quite young then, maybe 7 or so. And this woman has, or had throughout the relationship, an alcohol abuse problem. Okay, she was abusing alcohol. Ronald Logan was in a period of sobriety. People hang on her every word as if it's gospel. It is not gospel. It is the skewed and half-truth testimony of a woman who is an ex-girlfriend of Ronald Logan, and she didn't have a very good time. It didn't work out very well for her, and that's the bottom line. Now, she may have gone to police and pressed charges. I don't know. I'm feeling like she didn't, but I don't know. I can't be sure of that. She met Ronald Logan in a bar, and she was drinking. He was having cola, and they got talking about horses, and she says that that's how he roped her in, sort of thing, She speaks as if he sort of tricked her about who he was, and then maybe she feels like she was in too deep and, was attached and tried too hard to make it work, maybe, I don't know. But maybe she was very vulnerable because of her alcohol issues. And maybe, like a lot of people in relationships, she's trying to, make something happen when she shouldn't be, It's not right, and you cling on to it for way too long. And, she tells the story about how after they'd broken up, she was at a horse auction, and she saw Ronald Logan there with a very young girl. She makes out that this girl is 14 or 15. Now, she knows nothing about who this person is. She makes out like it's a big deal that Ron and this young girl left together. What relevance does this have to the story? Okay, we don't know who she's talking about. She doesn't know who she's talking about. We don't even know if she's lying. And We don't know if it's true who this person is. What's she trying to insinuate anyway? That Ronald Logan was trying to seduce a very young woman, up to the usual tricks by getting them interested in the horses on his property and somehow tricking them under false pretenses into being in his close proximity. I mean, honestly, there's too many things that people look at and they make so much out of when you have no idea whether it's relevant at all. In fact, most bits of information you have about Delphi are irrelevant, absolutely irrelevant. Okay, but anyway, I just thought during this interview, she's told LEOs when she first saw the photograph of the man on the bridge, she thought it was, we don't learn when did she see this photograph. That should be there. She was interviewed. The LEOs showed her a photograph of the person on the bridge. She identified that person, to her knowledge, as being Ron Logan. No, it doesn't say that. It says she saw a photograph and she thought the police were looking for Logan because she thought the photograph was Logan. Okay, well, if it's not during the interview, when did she see it? If she's seen it elsewhere, the only other place she would have seen it is in relation to wanted posters and information put out by the FBI and Carroll County Sheriff and the ISP in relation to the murders. So they're trying to write a whole lot in here, okay? And it's just, this is meaningless.